and I dream everything as it seems, 'cause memories are nothing but songs on the wind. When it's quiet, there's nothing else to say, and in this moment, when we each go our own way, tomorrow comes, yesterday's not far behind. I've just begun, 'cause we never say goodbye, no goodbye. Memories are nothing but songs on the wind. There's never an end or a place they begin. As I think and I dream everything as it seems, 'cause memories are nothing but songs on the wind. When we listen, we sing through all the day, and when we look up, and the sun will light the way, tomorrow comes, yesterday's not far behind. I've just begun, and the memories all live on and on. We think memories can be lost, gone and forgotten, but they're within, make us whole, swaying in the wind. Memories are nothing but songs on the wind. There's never an end or a place they begin. As I think and I dream everything as it seems, 'cause memories are nothing but songs on the wind. Yes, I know you are with me right till the end. Yes, I know you will always be my friend. Yes, I know you are with me right till the end. Yes, I know you will always be my friend. As I think and I dream everything as it seems, 'cause memories are nothing but songs on the
Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, a safe haven of connection to a power greater than we are and yet right where we are. It is a community of compassionate and caring people where everyone is welcomed and everyone is honored. It's a container of wisdom in which we learn and practice the principles of science of mind. I'm Maxine Kaye, the spiritual leader of this beloved community. And whoever you are, and whatever path has brought you here this morning, you are so welcome to be with us for an hour of spiritual reset and community. We are all working toward a world that works for all, as we do everything we know how to do to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Now, we have a purpose statement here. I would invite you to say it with me if you wish to. Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. And now let's have an opening song by Karen Taylor Good called What If?
You said goodbye, and with a word, it seemed my whole world crashed down to earth. I cursed your name and the night so black, when I guess all along I should have thanked you for that, 'cause now turned out to be not so bad, and everything that seemed so wrong is what I needed all along. And what if things that made me cry made me stronger by and by? And everything they threw my way made me who I am today. And what if I'm just finding out that trust is what it's all about? What if everything in life's a gift? What if?
Every day's a place to start. Trust the voice inside your heart. There's so much we'll never know. Give up control and let it go. We're not meant to see the future. Faith and trust are the solution. Every day's a place to start.
What if we have a meditation together? You know, the word inspire means to breathe in, and the word conspire means to breathe with. So let's breathe together and have a creative conspiracy for good. Okay. Breathing in the life of spirit and exhaling anything that feels unlike that. Let's just enjoy the natural rhythm of our breath. Come together in this beloved community of possibility. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Let's quietly enter into this time of mindful meditation together. We breathe in the love of the divine and breathe out any negative emotions. Breathe out any limiting thoughts. Let go of any past erroneous beliefs. Release all thought of lack, all thought of limitation. Remember that life flows from form to form, that it is ready and willing to bring forth new wonderful forms. Radiant health for all, radiant health for the planet, abundance of everything for everyone, compassion, creativity, justice, unity, love expressing, wisdom guiding, the power of peace, and the presence of love. Let's enter into this more deeply as we take a moment to share the sacred silence. Ah, it is all new. It is all possible here, beginning right now and starting right here. All is well. All is well. And now I'll invite Nettie Bonner, one of our beautiful practitioners in training, to give us an opening treatment.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to offer the opening treatment this morning, this first Sunday in March, and the theme for the month is possibilities. What a perfect theme for March, the month in which spring begins. So I'd like to start by reading something which is an affirmative prayer from Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind textbook. Today, the possibilities of my experience are unlimited. The Spirit flows through me, inspiring me and sustaining that inspiration. I have ability and talent, and I'm busy using them. This talent is divinely sustained and marketed under a universal plan of right action. Life opens to me, rich, full, abundant. My thought, which is key to life, opens all doors for me. I am one with infinity, divinity. I realize this unity. I proceed on my way as the one who knows that God goes with me into an eternal day of infinite privilege. I have only to open the portals of my soul and accept that which is ready to express through me. Today, I fling these portals wide. Today, I'm an instrument through which life flows. And now I will state this treatment in the first person, and I invite you to take it as your own. I know that there is only one spirit, one life, and that life is good. That life is very good. And this goodness flows through each and every one of us. It flows through me. I am one with this goodness. And this spirit is filled with possibilities. Possibilities of abundance, possibilities of love, peace, and calm. This world of possibility is awaiting my yes. I open my heart, I open my mind, and I set my intentions to be one with this goodness and let the infinite flow of possibilities manifest through me. I feel the creative urge inside me align with this goodness as I step forward into this world of possibility and claim it as my own, simply by saying yes and aligning with the spirit of goodness, which is who I am. I am so grateful for this world of possibility, and I release my word to the law, knowing it is already done. And so it is.
And so it is. Will you speak with me, if you choose to, our affirmation for today? I am willing to step into the sacred unknown, opening mind and heart and embracing that which is for the greater good. Thank you. Okay, kids, it's time to connect. It's time for me to get to share with you and you with me. Even though I can't hear what you're saying, I'm really feeling your presence with me. Hi, good morning, happy Sunday. You know, last week we spoke about Play-Doh and clay, remember? And how we can make something clever with our hands and then smush it and make something even more wonderful. Well, now let's think about how we can do this with our minds. Yeah, with our minds. Because remember that our minds are some part of God's mind. And that we are co-creators with God. You've probably heard your parents and other adults in your life speak about being co-creators with God, which is a wonderful thing. And you too are these beautiful, radiant expressions of the living God. And you too utilize this beautiful, creative, intelligent law. So we are co-creators with God, all of us. And we think, every time we think, we are already setting this wonderful law into motion, the law that says, as you believe, so it is done unto you. And so we have a chance, we have a possibility every second to make things better in our lives and in the world even. It's just as possible to make our world better as it was to make a turtle out of was once a giraffe. or whatever else is you were ready to bring into our life. So whether we were making horses out of Play-Doh or making new experiences in our world right now with our minds, our hands, with the Play-Doh, our minds, with this new expression of something wonderful in our world, well, we want to begin, don't we? Let's begin right now. Think about things that you would like to change. Things in your home, in your experience, whether you're going to school or not going to school. A lot of things have happened in this last year that have been very challenging. And look at us, we're getting through it. We've been using our minds correctly. We've been using our co-creative ability very well. But now think about something you'd like to change. Maybe, since you've not been able to see your friends and really grandma and all the other family members too much, if at all, except maybe on Zoom, maybe you have a little feeling of loneliness. Maybe you'd like to change that. I certainly would. So we would change loneliness and start thinking about love, right? When we're thinking about love, focusing our attention on love and the people that we love and how good it feels to let love flow into how good it feels to be loved, we're changing what it was to what we're ready now to experience. How about worry? Are you worried about anything? Well, your parents have probably been a little bit worried, and you might have been too. It's understandable because things are confusing. They've been kind of up in the air for the last year, haven't they? What would we want to change worry to? Well, we could start thinking about peace. We could start focusing our attention on things that are peaceful, like a beautiful lake at sundown with the light on the water. That gives you a feeling of peace, doesn't it? And it really can make a difference in the way we live our lives when we're thinking about these beautiful images instead of feeling worried or scared about anything. You see, you are little powerhouses. Well, you're getting bigger all the time, but you are powerhouses of God's mind. So let's start putting our thinking in the right direction and see how much better we feel, especially when you see great changes in your home, in your community, and ultimately in the world. We can do this. It's just like Play-Doh, only better, because you can keep your fingernails clean. Now you can go play, finish your breakfast, whatever you were doing, and I'll see you next week. Okay, folks. It's a brand new month. Isn't it wonderful? We got to March. And March is also always very promising, whether it comes in like a lion, as this one did, and goes out like a lamb or not, but I expect this one will. It's beginning to get closer to springtime. We're ready for it here in the Northeast, aren't we? So our theme for the year, our Centers for Spiritual Living theme for the year is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision, and our March theme is Open to Possibilities. And today is a short and simple title, What If? What If? Now, Ernest Holmes says, the universal mind contains all knowledge. It is the potential ultimate of all things. To it, all things are possible. To us, as much is possible as we can conceive. This is a beautiful awareness. This comes right from the Science of Mind textbook, and it's a wonderful reminder that it is up to us, since we have a beautiful universe ready to generously give to us whatever we are able and willing and ready to receive. Let's start thinking about what if. Yeah? Now, although the word if really connotes the conditional, like if, then, the larger picture about it brings unconditional possibilities that emerge from our own minds and hearts. This is what's so exciting about this. So let's begin with ourselves, shall we? If we're going to change the world, I think we need to start with ourselves. I know I do. So let's begin with some what ifs. What if you no longer felt any blame or any shame. Wow. No blame, no judgment, no criticism, no separation from source. No shame, no self-condemnation. What does all that lead to? Oneness. We're already one with the infinite presence of love and wisdom. We already one with the infinite possibilities of this universe. So we become possibilitarians when we enter into a what if. So rather than if onlys, let's personally employ some what ifs. What if I accepted myself as God's divine expression? Let's just take that in for a moment. What if I accepted myself as God's divine creation? You know, it's already and has always been and will always be true. So don't you think it makes sense to accept it? You are God's divine creation and expression. What if I completely forgave myself for everything? I mean, everything. What if? What kind of freedom would we experience then? What kind of joy and a sense of beautiful awareness of who we truly are would we experience? We would have a self-esteem bath. It would be a wonderful feeling, and why not? Because we can do this. Yes, I know, we'll do it incrementally. All right, I forgive myself for this when I was that. I forgive myself for yesterday, and so forth. But let's do it. If it's step by step, fine. But ultimately, what if ultimately we forgave ourselves for everything? Imagine how that feels. Let's begin to enter into that beautiful feeling of freedom. Beautiful awareness that we are those divine expressions, innocent, pure, radiant manifestations of God's life. What if I truly developed real self-compassion and forgave completely? We can do this. We have to begin. I have to begin with myself, so I'm suggesting you might consider it too. Then, let's look at others. And let's begin to look at others differently. Rather than, if they could only be better, more loving, you name it, you know what it feels like. What if I decided to choose to see beyond behaviors and behold the divinity within each person or each group of people? What if I did that? What would that feel like? Ah, what a relief. Not to be judging, condemning, criticizing, etc. But instead, to see beyond the behaviors and behold the divinity. Because it's true. There is not one person who was not formed from the very life of God itself. They may have developed some cuckoo ideas and actions beyond that, but the truth still is the truth, that they are an expression of the living God. And as we begin to see that, things might be able to change. That beautiful Danish proverb, look for the king in the man and he will come forth. And I have added, of course, look for the queen in the woman and she shall come forth. The prince, the princess, and the child, all of the above. What if? What if I opened my heart to greater understanding? Boy, that would change the us and them, wouldn't it? If I opened my heart to greater understanding Ultimately, there is no other. Open my heart to see beyond whatever the projection or whatever the accusation may be. Open my heart to a greater understanding. What if I did that? I might develop some sweeter, deeper relationships. I might not be afraid to be with people who have very different opinions. I might be willing to sit with them and to have us open our hearts to each other. Imagine what that would feel like. What if I sincerely chose to leave and to eliminate completely this idea of division or divisiveness? What if I began to create in my own consciousness the idea of moving beyond division to unity? That's another great relief. Oh, what a big sigh we can take with that one. Can you imagine moving beyond all belief, all experience of divisiveness into being willing to see through the eye of oneness, the eye of love, the eye of possibility? Let's move beyond our false sense of separation from our source and from others and enter wholeheartedly into oneness. What if we did that? Wow. What if we did that? And admitted into our experience no negativity, a no negativity zone, into an expanded, new, beautiful consciousness. Now, you know we've spoken before about, the people who see the glass half empty or the glass half full. What we have come to understand is that the glass is refillable. We're refilling the glass, the container of our experience, of our consciousness, with new, productive, wise, loving, compassionate, wonderful ideas. We are filling our container with truth. And as we do that, infinite possibilities that have always been there begin to reveal themselves to us. So this is a no negativity zone. So as we get fired up with this divine passion and recognize there's a difference we can make in our own lives, personally, collectively, ultimately in the world, we cannot afford to let anybody's negative opinion encroach upon our own new truth. Ready for this? Okay. I have a parable, a fable to share with you. But it isn't a fable. It actually is true. It's about the eagle and the crow. The only bird that dares to peck at an eagle is the crow. The crow sits on the eagle's back and bites its neck. The eagle does not respond, nor fight with the crow. It does not spend time or energy on the crow. Instead, it just opens its wings and begins to rise higher in the heavens. The higher the flight, the harder it is for the crow to breathe. And eventually, the crow falls off due to lack of oxygen. Let's learn from the eagle. And don't fight the crows. Just keep ascending. They might be along for the ride, but soon they'll fall off. Do not allow yourself to succumb to the distractions. Let's keep our focus on the things above and continue rising. Look up, rise up in consciousness. Those pesky crows, they'll fall off. Or they'll transform themselves and become eagles too, just because of your beautiful modeling of it. We know that when the mind is stretched beyond its original dimensions, it can never return to its previous proportions. It cannot. I remember a woman in my very first church in Alamo, California, who took a lot of classes with me, and she was doing beautifully, practicing the Science of Mind principles. Her life was just getting better by the day. And an opportunity came up for her to move out of state and to partner with another person in a new adventure. And she thought that was the direction for her, so off she went. And it turned out that the partner was not so reliable. The situation was not working out so well for her. And she called me one day and she said, "Dr. Maxine, this is just not working out. My life is not working the way I wanted it to." And she said, I just want to I want to blame my partner. I want to blame the city. I want to blame everything. I don't want to take responsibility anymore for all of this. And she said, I just don't even want to do that. And she said, I'd like to take all of those Science of Mind books and just throw them out. But the problem is, I've already read them. So she returned to herself, like the prodigal daughter coming back home. She returned to her awareness that it didn't work, to point, to blame, that she needed to come back and remember, because her mind had already, her consciousness had already been stretched far beyond its original proportions. So she returned to herself. She didn't throw her books away. She came home and she started her life anew, and all beautiful opportunities began to work out for her right where she was, because she returned to her truth and accepted her responsibility for self. I love feeling responsible for self. Not overly responsible, but responsible to remember the truth, to speak the truth, and to co-create from that beautiful heart of the source itself working through us. This is Women's History Month. You know that courageous women of history have expanded their own minds, and in doing so, they've raised the possibilities for all of us, women, men, and children. I can think of just a few offhand. Emma Curtis Hopkins, and one of the most famous and workable quotes of hers that I totally love is, awareness, awareness, awareness. Awareness is curative. We have to first become aware, then we can take steps to make a difference. Marie Curie, look at the marvelous things she did to change this world. And I love one of her quotes, which is, nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more, that we may fear less. Sojourner Truth. And I love her simple statement. Ain't I a woman? Ain't we spiritual beings? Don't we remember who we are and what we can do because of who we are? So whoever may be your favorite woman or women of history, let's celebrate them. And let's realize that we have the same spiritual power that they had. These are way showers. We can be way showers too. We are way showers. And every time we connect with Spirit, our source, and utilize the law of mind for good, we model this beautiful philosophy for others in our lives and those who are yet to come. The universe, this beautiful universe, offers infinite possibilities. Can you grok infinite? No, but let's try. Let's keep expanding so the infinite becomes more infinite with every time we focus upon our possibilities. These infinite possibilities into which we may step when we move from what was then to what we are ready to bring about next. What is next for you? That's worth thinking about. How are you ready to see your world differently than you did perhaps yesterday? How are you ready to see the greater world differently perhaps than the last year? If you could have perfect peace, flowing prosperity, radiant health, rewarding relationships, and joy-filled creative expression, are you willing to step in to that new expanded consciousness? Because we know nothing's going to change out there till things really change in here. This is where it begins. Thank goodness this is where it begins. This is our natural way of being the co-creators that we were designed to be. Everything begins within. And you and I are called to these times. Isn't that a wonderful realization? It's not that we have to feel overly responsible. Oh, please, let's not. I am responsible to do what is mine to do, and that feels good to me. I am responsible to take the next steps that are right and appropriate, beautiful, wonderful, possible for me, and that feels wonderful. Men, women, and children are using their minds and their hearts to bring about what we've been praying about. Are you ready? Are you ready? What if? What if? What if? Will you say with me, I step bravely into the sacred unknown. I open my mind and my heart. I embrace the greater good. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. Now we have the joyous opportunity to share of our abundance. On the screen, you'll see many different ways that you can contribute to our beloved community, to keep our message flowing, to continue the inspiration, the music, the possibility thinking. We are possibilitarians. So however you can contribute to our beloved community, we thank you. We welcome that gift. So let's imagine we're taking that gift to our hearts right now, giving thanks that it did come and continues to come directly from the living presence of God itself. And would you like to say with me, I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
So you've heard that it's about the journey. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. I'm here to tell you, it's not about the destination or the journey. It's about who you become along the way. And it takes courage to become the best you that you're here to be. So ask yourself these questions. What's your next brave step? What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? If I believed would the wind always fill up my sail? How far would I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread. And I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, are there miracles in you and me? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread, and I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear, would the voice of courage whisper in my ear? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread, and I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? If I were brave. We are so
Hello everyone and welcome to the GPCSL Weekend News. I'm Jeffrey Maxine. John Zoll has the day off. As a member of your Board of Trustees, I would love to thank Reverend Dr. Maxine Kaye for another uplifting talk. As always, I feel like I'm sizzling with zeal and doing a great work and will not come down. Now let's see what's new in your consciousness. We are happy that you joined us today, wherever you are in this world. We always have such interesting and inspiring Sunday talks, which, in case you missed any, you can always visit our website and view them anytime at www.cslphilly.org, along with Reverend Mike and Dr. Maxine's Daily Love Notes. To view any of our archive videos, just click on the orange Watch Live button. Now for our upcoming classes. If you want to discover how consciousness creates experience, Reverend Mike is teaching Thomas Troward's Edinburgh Lectures online beginning Saturday, March 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. The class will run for 8 to 10 weeks, depending on the depth of discussion. The Edinburgh Lectures on Mental Science had a profound effect on the growth of the science of mind teaching as it articulated the laws by which consciousness creates. While this is an accredited class, Reverend Mike is teaching it on a love offering basis. everyone is welcome to attend this class and contribute whatever amount they feel good about. For those desiring credit for the course, the total contributions they make are requested to total $245 or more. Reverend Mike is making use of his free The Troward Reader, the Edinburgh Lectures on Mental Science. The only thing else you will need is a pencil or a pen and a mind that is open for spiritual growth. To register, just go to our calendar of events and click on March 27th class link. And of course, it wouldn't be the GPCSL Weekend News without reminding you of Reverend Mike's ongoing Science of Mind textbook study group on Zoom each Saturday from 9:45 to 11 a.m. You can jump in anytime for free. It's a love offering class. To register for Reverend Mike's study group, either call the office or email Linda at admin@cslphilly.com. Again, you can also go to our events calendar for all the deets you need to know. And again, our website is www.cslphilly.org. And finally, do you have social media experience and an hour per week to help increase our online presence? We are looking for a few people who could lend a hand in any of these areas. Posting to local newspapers, posting to Facebook, Meetup, Instagram, and other platforms, gathering analytics, and tech support. For more details, contact Tina Richards at 267-773-9773 or by email at tr_richards@yahoo.com. And that's all the time we have for today's show. Don't forget to always treat and move your feet, and please stay safe out there, family.
Thank you, Jeff. You always inspire us. And today, being the very first Sunday in March, means that it's Birthday Sunday. Now, if we're all together, we always have a cake. So just pretend that we have a cake because the birthday people are always willing to share it with everybody. So if you have a birthday in March, stand up wherever you are so we can sing to you. Ready? Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
1, 2, 3.
We mean it too. We love you. And now we'll have a closing song by Z. Egloff and Melissa Phillips, Big Bang.
Back in the day, there wasn't a day, there wasn't a night, there was nothing. God came along, said, let there be light. The sky cracked open, what a beautiful sight. It was a big bang. Big bang. It was a biggity biggity bang. Biggity biggity bang. It was a big bang. Big bang. It was a biggity biggity bang. Biggity biggity bang. A man named Buddha sat under a tree. MEDATATING. All of a sudden, his life was changed. The whole entire world was rearranged. It was a big bang. Big bang. It was a biggity biggity bang. Biggity biggity bang. It was a big bang. Big bang. It was a biggity biggity bang. Biggity biggity bang. A baby was born and the world got brighter that blessed morn. His name was Jesus and he came to stay. He said, I am the truth, the light, the way. He was a big bang. Big bang. He was a biggity biggity bang.
Biggity, biggity bang.
He was a big bang.
Big bang.
He was a biggity biggity bang.
Biggity, biggity bang.
The cave of Hira was a special spot where a dude named Muhammad liked to chill a lot. Till the angel, Gabriel, came one day, said, boy, you better listen what I gotta say. It was a big bang.
Big bang.
A biggity biggity bang.
Biggity, biggity bang.
It was a big bang.
Big bang.
A biggity biggity bang.
Biggity, biggity bang.
You and I in the midst of the ever changing life. Everything, all creation, on and on and on.
God gave us Buddha, Muhammad, and Christ. But in spite of all that, we continue to fight. Now it's up to us to get it done. 'Cause no matter where we look, there's only one. It's a big bang.
Big bang.
It's a biggity biggity bang.
Biggity, bang.
It's a big bang.
Big bang.
A biggity biggity bang. A biggity biggity bang.
That was fun. Wasn't that fun? And so as we leave today, it is with a consciousness of infinite possibility, knowing that God is our source, that the law responds to us. We are ready, willing, and able to ask and answer the what if. All things indeed are possible, and so it is.